Presented by Caltech.
When I was a young faculty member, Barclay Cam, many of you would have known him. He was the division chair that hired me and for a short time the provost. He said to me that it was my job, it was the faculty's job to think up great ideas. And then it was Caltech's job to help us realize them. This notion of a partnership between the faculty and the Institute to make things, extraordinary things possible is very, very important. And we heard this today in a small way. Dennis said he and Henry Lester had an idea, and what he said was division chair helped him make it possible. And so hundreds of stories can be told of how people have ideas, whether it's from example that Sarkis gave with Paul Patterson, that were not anticipated in the environment. They hadn't written proposals for them. They hadn't anticipated what they could do, but they turned to Caltech and said, we want to make this a reality. Help us make it happen. And this happens at all universities to some degree, but I firmly believe that Caltech has this in a much more intense way and believes it, and it's a key secret to what's special. The story that Kip Thorne told about LIGO. He had this idea. He came to Caltech. We hired another faculty member. We put millions of dollars into it. Now, of course, it's transmitted eventually into the largest grant supported by the National Science Foundation. But at the start, when the ideas are forming, when the great ideas come from the faculty, the Institute is there. Elliot Meyerowitz, who was division chair of biology for a decade, we were once asked to come up with a statement of what the strategy of Caltech was. And each of the division chairs came up with a really good one. But Elliot came up with one that I think says the same thing in a way to me that's quite striking. And it's not an exact quote because I can't remember, but it's close enough. He wanted Caltech to be the one place where the only limitation to what a scientist or an engineer or a student could do was their imagination. And again, this is an institutional culture. It's something that not all of us do it every day, but we know that the Institute is here for us and has this expectation. This is what you can do at Caltech that you can't do elsewhere. You think of things, you have great ideas, and we want you to think of them, and we want to support them when you come up with them. Perhaps the most important thing that we do, and I guess the we is the entire community of administration, faculty, students, alumni, supporters, is to, I say there are two ways and two important things that really are basically the same. The first is to create that environment which maximizes people's creativity. Don't just do the next thing. Think of something or free your mind to do things that are extraordinary and different, and then the Institute will be there for you. But also exceedingly important in my view is the passing on of this culture, that each generation has to challenge the next generation. Don't be ordinary. Do the things that you can dream of, that you imagine, that you can't do elsewhere because you haven't been given that freedom for creativity and you aren't going to have the resources given to you by the institution to make it possible. So in my view, the goal and imperative, it is an imperative, and Tom has talked about how breakthrough, or it's an imperative, breakthrough of this campaign is to enhance for those of us here today, but mostly for the generations to come, this culture, to make possible this culture, to transmit it, to celebrate it, and also to pass on and to enhance the opportunities that this culture uniquely makes available and has characterized Caltech throughout its history and still does today. So I want to thank you all on behalf of Caltech for being here, for all you do for Caltech, and for the tangible support that you're showing for our ambitions for the future expressed through this campaign by being here and supporting us. So thank you.